Whenever I go to restaurants, I'm always hesitant to take a crème brûlée. I'm rarely satisfied with what arrives at the table. It is either too liquidy, too sweet, or too hot. Call me picky, but the perfect crème brûlée is a rich, rather thick custard that should be cold when served, topped with a layer of hard caramel. The vanilla crème brûlée recipe that I'm going to show you today is one of my favorites. The secret is to use pure vanilla extract, or even better, vanilla bean. To make a vanilla crème brûlée, you will need egg yolks, whipping cream, minimum 33% of fat, sugar, pure vanilla extract or vanilla bean, and extra sugar for the caramelization process. Pour the cream in a saucepan. Add the vanilla. So for the vanilla bean, I'm going to cut it in half because that will be too much for 1 cup of cream. Cut the vanilla bean in half. Pick up the seeds. All the little seeds are inside the vanilla bean, so you have to pick them up, just like so. So with the point of the knife, just push them down into the cream. This is all the flavor. And do the same thing here for the other half. So just scrape. Leave the vanilla bean in the cream and bring it to a boil on low heat. But to get started, turn on your oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. We will turn it down later on to 325 and fill your kettle and bring it to a boil. Then turn your cream on medium heat to bring it to a boil. Separate the yolk from the white. So pass the yolk from one shell to the other. Cut the membrane from the white. Bring the cream to a boil, but you want a real boil, you know, when it starts to get up. So it's almost ready here, but you want to have both sides from the heat touching each other. In pastry, I call that the kiss. There we go. So make sure that the cream kiss. So that's pretty good. So turn it off before it boils over, and let's bring it to the station. Add the sugar to the egg yolks. Whisk to incorporate the sugar and egg yolk, but don't over whisk, just whisk gently, just to combine gently, and pour the boiling cream over the yolks. With your whisk, grab all the little vanilla bean. Whisk gently to make sure that the yolks mixture is being dissolved. A good way to check if your yolks are well dissolved is to look at the extremity of the whisk, right here. So you are moving the whisk on the bottom of the bowl, and if you don't see any evidence of yolks, it's fine. Then pick up the vanilla bean, and now it has been tenderized a little bit by the boiling process. So just scrape a little bit more the seeds. Oops. Then skim the foam and the air bubbles with a skimmer. So I didn't whisk too much, so there's not many. If you were over whisking your yolk, you will have a lot of foam. So then you're going to lose some custard. Good. And fill a ramekin. So the crème brûlée ramekin, usually it's something flat, but you may also use a regular ramekin. The only thing is, it will take more time to cook, about 10 minutes extra. Then fill the ramekins, making sure that you are taking the bottom of the custard because all the vanilla beans are there. And then you see on the bottom of the bowl, this is pure gold. Depending on the size of your ramekins, the recipe will make 2 to 3 crème brûlées. Then, with the point of the knife, pop the air bubbles, if any. Bake the crème brûlée in your preheated oven at 325 degrees Fahrenheit on bake, not on convection bake, because the fan will shake the water and then that will create air pockets in the custard. Pour the boiling water into the pan, making sure not putting any water into the custard. Go slowly. So the amount of water has to be about at the same level as the custard. Good. Place the pan in the center of the oven. Bake the crème brûlée at 325 degrees Fahrenheit for about 30 minutes. Let's check the crème brûlée. It's still jiggling a little bit. So another 5. Okay, the crème brûlée are done. They don't shake anymore. So let's take them out. I'm using a spatula under. Allow the crème brûlée to cool down about 10 minutes at room temperature, then refrigerate them for about 3 hours. Our crème brûlée are cold. They have been in the refrigerator for about 3 hours, so it's time now to burn them. So sprinkle the sugar over, like about a teaspoon of sugar. Move the sugar to the edge. Good. So make sure that you have a little bit of extra sugar in the center of the crème brûlée, and then you must use a blowtorch to caramelize evenly the top to make a nice hard caramel over the crème brûlée. If you are thinking to use a broiler, just place the sugar around and put it under the broiler. It won't work. What will happen surely is it will burn here and there, the sugar won't caramelize evenly, and worst of all, the custard will heat up. So you want to keep it cold, and it will be just a mess. So you must use a blowtorch to make a nice crème brûlée. So turn it on. All the crème brûlée with an angle, start by the center and caramelize the sugar. And then run the caramel, you see? So just have a nice golden brown caramel over. Up to the edge. So just nicely. If you are making several crème brûlée, like 6 or 8, this is something you can do in advance and just place them back in the fridge. When your crème brûlées have been burned, allow them to cool down, so wait a couple minutes before eating them, and the sugar should be crusty like it is. You hear that crust? This is the crust from the sugar, okay? Because the sugar has hardened on the top. Very nice. Now, today we made vanilla crème brûlée, but there is nothing wrong to make a plain crème brûlée, or a crème brûlée with cinnamon and Grand Marnier, or a saffron crème brûlée, ooh, very nice. Or even better, a star anise crème brûlée. Crush them with a pestle and mortar, place them in the cream, bring it to a boil, let it infuse a few minutes, then strain it over your egg yolk mixture, and you have a beautiful star anise crème brûlée. And you could also do the same with cardamom. Fantastic. There is many flavoring you can use to make crème brûlée. What about espresso crème brûlée? Do a plain crème brûlée, but in the cream put espresso powder. You know those instant espresso powder from Italy? Great. Just experiment. Be wild. But first, make the perfect one, and then you can have fun making crème brûlée at home. Bon appétit.